How do you come up with solutions no one else can? What is the secret sauce behind the brilliance of Elon Musk? In this video, we're going to look at 5 of Elon Musk's habits that make him so smart. And by the end of it, you'll have a clear idea of how to apply these habits in your life to become a better problem solver. 1. First principles thinking. Have you ever brainstormed with a team where you end up with the same ideas as your last meeting? It's because our minds are programmed to accept things as they are, to follow the well-trodden path. But Elon Musk isn't like everyone else. He thinks outside the box. He doesn't care about the past or industry norms. He just wants to know what is physically possible. When he was launching SpaceX, he understood that to make space travel affordable, rockets needed to be reused. The industry standard at the time was to discard the rocket after launch, which drove up costs. But Musk didn't accept this. Instead, he followed what he called the first principles approach. He broke down the problem of making spaceflight cheaper to its most basic elements. What is a rocket? How does it work? Can it be reused? Through this analysis, he realized that the main reason rockets couldn't be reused was because they landed in the ocean, making recovery difficult and expensive. So he decided to build rockets that could land on solid ground, thus making reuse easier. This led to the development of Falcon 9, which has revolutionized the space industry through its reusability. But it's not just about questioning the status quo. It's also about embracing uncertainty and being comfortable with ambiguity. You see, first principles thinking is a method where you take a problem and break it down into its most basic truths, then rebuild the solution from the ground up. To do this, you need to be willing to let go of any preconceived notions you might have about how things should be done and be open to exploring all possibilities. You can't be afraid to fail or to admit when you don't know something. Instead, you should be curious and ask lots of questions. You may not have all the answers, but by breaking the problem down and getting to the core of it, you'll start to see new possibilities that others have overlooked. Then you can use your creativity to come up with innovative solutions. That wouldn't have been possible if you had tried to solve the problem in the conventional way. First principles thinking takes time and effort, but the results can be truly remarkable. By embracing this way of thinking, you can unlock your creative potential and come up with solutions that others can't even imagine. 2. Aggressively prioritize. Do you struggle with feeling overwhelmed by the amount of work you have to do? We live in a world where there is an endless amount of tasks that demand our attention. But Elon Musk doesn't let himself get bogged down by the tyranny of the urgent. Instead, he follows a simple yet powerful rule: only work on what makes sense. This means that he takes a step back from the day-to-day chaos and focuses on the big picture. He identifies the most important tasks that will move the needle and make a real difference. Then he dedicates his time and energy to those, ruthlessly prioritizing them above all other distractions. For example, in his early days at Tesla, Musk was constantly bombarded with requests from suppliers asking for payments for parts that weren't even needed for the cars being produced. Instead of getting bogged down in these financial transactions, Musk would instruct his employees to simply ignore the suppliers and focus on producing the best car possible. This allowed him to allocate his resources wisely, ensuring that every dollar was spent on what really mattered. This way of thinking helped Tesla to stay afloat during tough times and ultimately grow into the successful company it is today. Similarly, at SpaceX, Musk has set his sights on making life multiplanetary. He knows that this ambitious goal won't be easy to achieve, but he's laser-focused on it, relentlessly pursuing it even in the face of setbacks and failures. By following this approach, Musk has managed to achieve what many thought impossible: disrupting entire industries and inspiring others to push the boundaries of what's possible. The next time you feel overwhelmed by your workload, take a page out of Musk's book. And remember his words: I think it is very important to make sure that you do not spend your precious time on things that are not important. 3. Rapid iteration. Do you find yourself stuck in a rut, struggling to make progress? Imagine you're trying to solve a complicated puzzle. You look at the jumbled pieces spread out before you and feel a sense of dread. Where do you even begin? But then you have a breakthrough. you realize that instead of trying to put the whole picture together at once, you can start with a small section and build from there. You pick up a corner piece and fit it into place. Then you find a matching edge piece and slide it in next to it. Slowly but surely, you start to see a pattern emerge and the puzzle begins to take shape. Before you know it, you've completed the whole thing and feel a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. That's the power of rapid iteration, breaking down a big daunting task into smaller bite-sized chunks and tackling them one at a time. And that's exactly how Elon Musk operates. He took the huge challenge of colonizing Mars and broke it down into smaller milestones like developing reusable rockets, building a powerful space station, and landing a spacecraft on the Red Planet. By setting these smaller goals, he was able to make faster progress and learn from his mistakes along the way. For example, in order to make space travel more affordable, Musk worked tirelessly to develop reusable rockets. The early attempts were not successful, but he didn't let that discourage him. He iterated quickly, learning from each failure and refining his design until finally achieving success. With the Falcon 9, this same approach has been applied to all of Musk's other ventures, whether it's developing electric cars at Tesla, the panels at Solar City, or brain-machine interfaces at Neuralink. He understands that true innovation comes not from one big breakthrough, but from a series of small incremental improvements that add up to something truly transformative. No, for calculated risk-taking. Are you always second-guessing yourself, wondering if you're making the right decisions? Elon Musk is a man who isn't afraid to take risks. He saw the problems of traffic congestion and pollution firsthand, and instead of waiting for someone else to solve it, he took matters into his own hands. He founded Tesla with the audacious goal of creating a fully electric car company. At the time, electric cars were seen as a niche product with limited appeal. But Musk wasn't deterred. He knew that with enough hard work and dedication, he could prove the naysayers wrong. Similarly, when he founded SpaceX in 2002, he set out to revolutionize the aerospace industry, which hadn't seen much innovation for decades. Again, the odds were stacked against him, but Musk was undeterred. He believed that with the right team and the right technology, he could make space travel more accessible and affordable than ever before. Even when faced with personal setbacks and professional challenges, Musk has never lost sight of his goals. He's pushed through countless obstacles, including bankruptcy, production delays, and accidents, refusing to let them stand in the way of his mission. Most importantly, Musk doesn't take risks blindly. He carefully analyzes the potential benefits and drawbacks of each decision, weighing the pros and cons before taking action. He is not afraid to admit when he has made a mistake, and he is quick to learn from it and adjust his course accordingly. This willingness to take risks while staying grounded in reality is what sets Musk apart from the rest of us. It allows him to push the boundaries of what is possible and to make bold moves that others are too afraid to make. No. 5. Relentless curiosity. Does your mind ever wander to fantastical places, imagining futuristic technologies and possibilities beyond our current understanding? That's because our innate curiosity is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It drives us to explore, to discover, and to innovate. And Elon Musk is the embodiment of this principle. From a young age, he was a voracious reader, devouring books on science and technology and never losing his thirst for knowledge. As an adult, he's continued to nurture his curiosity, asking probing questions, seeking out new experiences, and always being eager to learn something new. For example, when Musk took over Twitter, he famously asked his followers, "What should my first tweet be before joining the platform?" It was a simple question, but it revealed a lot about his mindset. He was curious about the platform, wanted to understand it better before jumping in, and was open to hearing the thoughts of others. This kind of curiosity is contagious. When you surround yourself with people who are eager to learn and always asking questions, It inspires others to do the same. It creates a culture of innovation where everyone is encouraged to think outside the box and to challenge the status quo. But it's not just about asking questions. It's also about being open to the answers, no matter where they come from. Musk has said that he doesn't care about job titles or credentials. If someone has a good idea, he wants to hear it, even if it comes from someone who's not in his company. This kind of open-mindedness is essential for any leader who wants to foster creativity and drive innovation. By embracing curiosity and being open to new ideas, you can unlock your full potential and achieve things you never thought possible. If you enjoyed this video, check out another video we did on Elon Musk's daily routines, habits, and lifestyle.